I got dropped off right here, this spot. No one, just God. No one, just I crawl, I walk, I ran, I drive right off the cliff into the sky. Here I go. Here I go on my own. I never.
Queen, what is that playing?
That is Here I Go by X Brody in the living room.
Okay, in the living room.
Which is apparently not on the things, but it shall be, I'm sure. There's a video, there's a visual that you can check out on the gram.
Produced by Germ on the keys.
Germ
I love me some Germ on the keys. Germ on
the keys. So yeah, shout out to that. Queen. This is our last time in the living room in this good place.
I guess we should tell the people why, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe should we end with that or begin with that?
Well, I mean, we already gave them a little.
Well, here we are. This is our last time in the living room in this particular stew. This is the last time the living room will be in the stew.
Hooga Hyga, whatever studio is.
Hooga.
Okay, whatever. Yes, last time together in the stew, in this particular stew for now here in Charlotte, North Carolina, because the queen, Beyonce, me, of Charlotte, is relocating. Heck yeah, relocating. LA, La La Land. Yes, here I come.
For the dreams, for the goals.
Yes, this coming week. It's getting crazy. It's getting real. I don't have a car. They've already shipped my car, already packed my house. So, yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah. And that's cool.
Okay, you can stop talking about it now.
Okay.
Your eyes look watery.
No, I'm good.
Okay, yeah, no. Moving on. All right.
This is fine.
It's going to be a great time in the stew today.
Absolutely. We got a good 2 hours. We're going to do the thing.
We're up early as fuck. My Beyonce voice is kind of withered away a little bit.
Yeah, it's not as deep as it has been. Yeah. That's because it's 7, not 8. I mean, it's 8, not 7.
Yeah, having me in here at 7 will have me in that Beyonce realm.
Absolutely. So, Queen, you already know what I got planned for month in review. Me.
Me.
And I do not know what you have planned. Would you rather me go first, or you might want to split it in half? I got a lot of me to talk about.
Okay. Well, this is kind of breaking news. Okay. At least as I'm hearing it, because it just happened last night. Donald Trump has ordered the attack on Soleimani, who is an Iranian war leader. So he was murdered, and a lot of allies and non-allies are all like, hey, we should de-escalate this. And then the other half are like, also, if they want revenge, we're going to help them get it. So shout out to Donald Trump, who, just continuously every day puts us in harm's way and plays the games with people with power and intentions of war. So, yeah, that's been an attack on an Iranian leader, but on Iraqi soil. So, yeah, we could die any day. People hope everybody has their passports. And that's, sorry, that's the tea for today.
I was doing it because my phone just stopped recording.
I saw it. I heard it say, boop, boop, bye.
Damn it.
I tried. So, we could die. Hope everyone has their passports. You probably should have been had those whenever you saw election season coming up. As of 2016, I'm saying. But, yeah, I'm worried for us. Per usual, I just need Donnie to fucking go. And for everybody who's mad at Donnie, to know that I did not vote for him. If you want to attack Americans, please don't bring that shit this way, because I have nothing to do with it.
No, I'm assuming if he killed a leader, they're going to kill our leader.
Oh, well, that's optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. So, yeah. I don't know who this man is.
Yeah, he's just an Iranian leader, and he apparently is responsible for the deaths of a lot of Americans over there. But this attack came right after an attack on the U.S. Embassy in Iraq. Is that right? Yeah, I think it was an attack on the embassy, and so they were like, okay, we'll attack back. America doesn't like to play the games, so. Yeah, apparently they're responsible for the death of over 603 Americans between 2003 and 2011, which accounts for 17% of the deaths during that time on the Middle Eastern soil, I suppose. I don't want to get all the things wrong, but that's just what I've read so far.
I don't have a dog in this fight, I suppose. I don't know anything about it. I wouldn't know this man.
Yeah, if you do know.
I wouldn't know this man if he was walking down the street.
Sorry to this man.
No offense at all, but I mean, I can't comment because I don't know if this man was good or bad. I don't know if those people were good or bad.
I don't know as much.
I don't know what we're doing over there.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of just like, just in general, the general celebration of a death just is a weird thing to celebrate to me.
It is, absolutely.
I understand if people are good or bad, but there's people on both sides who are like, no, he fought against terrorism, on his own home front. It's like, well, you can't be mad at that, can you? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the right or wrong answer is. I just think it's strange to celebrate anyone's death.
Yeah.
I mean, if something happened to Donnie, I would also hate that. Wouldn't mind if he got his ass whooped or something, but celebrating death just seems a little strange.
I don't know if I would celebrate, but I probably would be like,
yeah, I would say, chickens coming home to roost. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't celebrate death, but at the same time, the revolutionaries have said that there are people in the way of good things and they must die. So, I mean, I ain't threatening his life, but I'm saying if he did die, I would probably say I wouldn't know him if I was walking down the street.
Sorry to this man. Also, I just want to say that you sucked in Home Alone.
So, yeah. There's that.
Yeah.
Good luck to him and the people who, I guess, hopefully not us, but good luck to him and whoever's in harm's way.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which
to reiterate, sorry to this man.
Yeah, sorry to this man.
I wouldn't know a thing.
I wouldn't know a thing. That was funny. It was Dick Cheney. Keke Palmer doesn't know who Dick Cheney is?
To be honest, I don't know if I would know if you showed me a picture. Like, I know the name.
I think I would.
I think if somebody said, Keke, that's Dick Cheney, you'd be like, oh, okay. Still, sorry to this man. I don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, right. Okay,
looks like a white
that.
man.
But I mean, I think because that movie Dick came out, which had Christian Bale in it, and he got all fat to play the part. So
I know you don't think I saw that.
Okay.
Or Keke. Me and Keke did not see that.
Okay, clearly she didn't see it. But I was like, you know what? Now that you say that, though, that does make sense. I'm like, maybe if you had shown me a picture of him. But I think I always knew he was fat and white. I don't know if I would have recognized him.
Yeah, there's a lot of fat, white, with political men.
With, like, no hair at the top.
Yeah, that's their favorite place to lose hair.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Did you have more month in reviews?
Oh, yeah, we can switch to you, though.
Okay, all right.
Take it away.
Me, which is the other title for month in review when it comes to my side.
Oh, that's perfect.
2019 was a shitty year for a lot of people that I know.
Whew, Chile.
So
I feel attacked. I feel triggered.
Whether it was like a roller coaster ride with a lot of ups and downs or just a shitty year altogether, I know that a lot of people were struggling through 2019. So I just wanted to take the time to just highlight some really good positive moments. Again, that happened for me both personally, and I had some society ones too. So basically, when you cut me off is when I'll be done. I launched a website.
Yes, I hope everyone has seen the website, because if you haven't, what the hell
go to
are you doing?
SidTheGreat.com, which will be I'll be coming back to that. That's part of my goals for this year. Yeah.
I do love some SidTheGreat.com.
Yeah,
do not bleach.
Yes,
got
ma'am.
the things.
Yes, ma'am. To have some balance. But I'll get to that in the affirmations. Went to LA, Charleston, New York, and Atlanta within 3 months. I was making moves from January to March.
Yes,
went to Cascade for the first time after wanting to go there since ATL came out. So there's that. Got to go to the Malcolm X Museum in New York, which I had wanted to go to since probably about 2 years whenever I read the autobiography, and my life changed forever. Hollywood Walk of Fame, did the Sky Slide, started skating seriously, like actually trying to really learn how to do the moves instead of just being like, I'm gonna be good as soon as I hop on the float.
Yeah.
Let's see, got my first tattoo. Shot a gun for the first time this year.
Yeah, you did a lot.
Was drunk in Times Square.
Yes.
Danced on the Apollo stage. Dined with royalty, which includes the queens. I was going through my stories, doing those highlights of the year. And I saw that I was eating with Malcolm and Malik, and I was like, yeah, I've been dining with royalty. Mad people. Shout out to everybody who supported me super duper hard. Going through my old stories, I saw so many people supporting my blog, supporting me as a filmmaker, and supporting our podcast. So shout out to everybody who posted us on their actual timelines. Shout out to everybody that posted us in their stories, and shout out to everybody that's rated us. We are 33 rates now, or 33.
Yeah, y'all slipping, because we supposed to have 50.
Yeah, we're trying 17 people.
I don't know how many people actually listen on Apple Podcasts, to be fair.
Yeah, true that.
But still.
If now that y'all are hearing this episode, you are about 9 minutes in. Pause. and go write a little review so people can see the things so that we can get paid.
The things. And if you don't listen on Apple Podcasts, guess what? That's okay. You can still tell people to rate us on Apple Podcasts.
Absolutely. I met Mark Lamont Hill for the second time this year.
Thirsty.
Going the wrong way. I saw Ella May live, saw Jadena live. Remember when we watched
busy ass year? How do you even remember everything you did?
Because I went through. So I'm already in like, as far as my stories are concerned, I'm at like April as far as reviewing all the stuff I posted.
That's it.
Yeah.
How many pictures do you have in your phone?
No, I'm talking about my story. Like going through the highlight. You know how you have an archive of all your stories?
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
Oh yeah. So I'm doing like a shout out, like, basically going through all the good times for 2019. So as far as reposting them, so then this morning, because I knew I was going to talk about this, I went through the whole rest of the year. So I'm almost done. Remember when we watched the Malcolm X movie on his birthday? Remember that? No. That was a highlight.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. Well, it's on my story. Elisa's surprise birthday party.
Oh yeah, I did watch it again this year.
You got me a Malcolm X tattoo. Temporary tattoo
that she's
haven't
never
gotten a chance to use
apparently.
yet because my legs aren't out. Like I was trying to get it. I think
this sounds like an excuse.
Oh no,
when were you given this?
This is what happened
when it was warm.
Listen, this is what happened. I was gonna get my thigh tattoo, my Tatiana stamp tattoo, and then I was gonna put that on my calf. So I was gonna have my.
Please don't say that because people are gonna think you were gonna get Tatiana.
That's fine. They can think what they want.
I'm in no business for clarification.
I did some social media cleanses. We launched a podcast. This podcast you're currently listening to. I shaved your head.
Yeah, you shaved my head.
That's going up on the story.
Also, kind of need that redid. You should see what's going up on his head. Oh, you saw it actually, didn't you?
It didn't look bad to me.
Sheesh.
Dance video for Tiana Taylor that Malik shot for me, and then we went to Richmond for Kalia's birthday. Those were some good times.
I'm glad you know, because I still don't know the direction we went in for Kalia's
yeah, because thought we was going to Georgia to the day
thought we were going to Georgia.
Thank God we weren't driving. I'm glad we was riding with Justin. So that is my year. It was some good ass times. Oh, and I went to started film school. I didn't even write that one down.
Oh yeah.
I guess because I wasn't like posting it, but
yes, the queen is in film school.
Yes.
Don't wait to get on the train, okay, when she take off, because the price is going up.
Okay, absolutely. And then some stuff that I wrote down that was lit as far as like everybody is concerned. Us came out this year, and Us became the highest grossing original horror film in U.S. history. It made $70 million opening weekend. Oh, stay focused with the microphone. I'll keep turning my head. Okay, sorry. I'm not a discreet person. Black Panther racked up the awards, including Ruth Carter winning Best Costume Designer. So shout out to the black folks.
Yes.
That was so before Ruth Carter won for Best Costume, and there was another black lady, I'm sorry, I don't know her name, who won for production design, I think. It had been 30 years since a black woman had won in a non-acting category. So shout out to that. Black Panther was re-released in theaters, so if you missed it, you could have seen it for free in February, which I went to see twice. We were snatch balled several times by Billy Porter with his red carpet looks. Okay, I had to make sure I wrote that down. Little came out.
What all do you have over there?
I'm almost done. Little came out, so that made Marcy Martin the youngest executive producer. She was doing the damn thing this year. She had a good year. Ray J showed us his magic hat trick. Remember that? His toboggan kept bouncing all over the place.
Yeah. That was a good meme.
Well, that was a good time. Disney launched Disney Plus, so shout out to everybody who can watch that.
Yes, that is actually the most important thing of this year. Also, they just added the Proud Family, people.
There you go.
If you didn't know, Disney Plus has the Proud Family. So if you ain't already stealing somebody's subscription, do it today.
Yeah, you still have to give me that password.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get the password today. I'm gonna say
Spike Lee finally got his Oscar. For Black Klansman, if I'm not mistaken. Best of Enemies came out with Taraji in it, which was about the black activists here in Durham, North Carolina. Harriet came out. Tiana performed an amazing version of her song at one of Kanye's Sunday services.
I would like y'all to know this, and he is flipping the page.
This is our last few. Beyonce's Netflix documentary came out this year.
This is important.
Tyler Perry Studios was created. His 330 acres of a studio, larger than all the studios put together. When They See Us came out this year. So shout out to all these culture-defining moments. The theme song to Power was changed and then changed back. And lastly, as far as my highlights of the year are concerned, Missy Elliott got the Vanguard Award finally.
Finally.
And her performance was fire with a Y.
I actually was just watching some Missy Elliott videos yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What a good sister.
Yeah, what a great creation of God. She is literally, I think, in God's top 5 things. Yes. Like
God's
right up there
5.
with Earth.
God's top 5, yes.
God.
Sun, Earth, Beyonce, Missy. My dad.
The Bible, I don't know if y'all saw it in there. I was reading it the other day. It literally said, and on the 6th day, God did the things and made Missy Elliott. It was in there. It's a fine print. So yeah, that shout out to fucking 2019, which was fucking lit in many ways. And for everybody who out there again who did have a rougher year, I hope that you can like look back on like the good moments that you had, whether it be watching stories like I did or looking at your old journals and remembering even through those bad times though that you're still here. You know what I'm saying? You made it through 2019 and are standing. Right here now in 2020. Even if you only stand on one leg, you are standing nonetheless.
I knew that 2019 was going to be some shit because Beyonce did not perform once. And that bitch Rihanna is still holding out on that album.
And Rihanna is not giving y'all no more music. Y'all need to let that shit go.
This bitch, you see when she posted that meme talking about me listening to the new album while y'all sitting there looking at me, and it was like a dog in headphones or something like that, like just popping away. And I was like, this is fucking rude, bitch.
But you know Rihanna's rude. You remember when she threw that money in that man's face?
Yes. What an iconic moment.
And not like
that
loose
is my
money.
Like, favorite GIF of all time.
No, listen.
I will
if y'all
use
haven't
it
seen
and abuse it.
If you really haven't seen it, again, hit pause. Go to Google, type in Rihanna throwing money in face. It is not loose money. It is a block.
It is a brick of money
that she threw in.
And I know that shit hurt. I know his nose hurt.
And not even his
but
nose
you know
hurt.
what? He probably felt honored.
It was mad disrespectful. And he wasn't nobody. He was like the head honcho at BET. She threw a block of money in a man's face who basically runs BET.
I am so weak. And you know what? In that interview later, he was like, no, it's all good. It's all love. And I was like, yeah, she probably back there like, I will kill you.
That bitch ain't got no respect. And I mean that bitch as a term of endearment because she is that bitch. She's that bitch. And she ain't got no respect.
No, she's fucking
any woman
rude.
that throws...
Her and Beyonce both tried me this year, but it's okay because in how many days? What's today? The 3rd? In 15 days, I will be dressed in Beyonce garb from Adidas when her line launches. I mean, the day of, I will have to mush bitches if need be.
And you're going to be in LA, so I know it's probably coming out somewhere where you can actually
so it's
touch
going to be a pop-up. Oh, my gosh. Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to wear the Beyonce things again because all my Ivy Park things are tattered.
Been worn to death. I was wearing my Chelsea boots. I wore my brown Chelsea boots on the first day of 2020, and I was like, I have worn the hell out of these shoes.
Okay.
I mean, I used to wear them bitches every day and in the summertime.
Okay.
I love a Chelsea boot.
It's time for some new Adidas soccer pants because I wear these entirely too much.
Well, I'm telling you, it's time to retire them old Chelsea boots, but I got to find some that aren't like animal. I don't think mine are because they're from Forever 21, so I'm sure they're like, so I don't know, some fake ass food shit. But nonetheless, I need to find some new ones because those are, but I can't decide if I like the worn look. Like I can't tell if it's worn in a good way or worn in a bad way.
Are the soles worn? Because if the soles are worn, you probably need some new shoes.
No, the soles are worn, but I'm talking aesthetic. Not health here. I'm just talking health right now.
Not the health of my feet that align my whole body.
Right.
Got it.
Yep. I mean, I'm only human. All right. Well,
my month in review is in honor of Tatiana Jefferson, who was a young woman who was playing a video game with her 8-year-old nephew and was shot and killed by the police, who came up for a non-emergency check-in and shot and killed her through the window. The officer, Aaron Dean, has been indicted on a murder charge, so he will, God willing, be going to trial for that. However, trial is not set to start till at least summertime, maybe later. The quote from the family says, though we are relieved by the news, we need to see this thing through with vigorous prosecution and appropriate sentencing. Amen. Because just because somebody is indicted and they might convenience a white man for just a few months of his life doesn't mean that he's going to be charged with anything, or it doesn't mean that he's going to be convicted of anything. Hopefully he will be. I was reading about his history within the force. He was hired on in like May, so he hadn't been on too many months before he murdered. He's also the first person of that county or first police officer in that county, I think it's called Tarrant County, to be charged with murder. First police ever to happen to it, and he's only been on the force for less than a year, or was. But at the time he committed murder, I think he had been there for maybe 4 or 5 months. But he had some things on his record that said that he gets tunnel vision, and that he doesn't hear or listen to commands whenever he's focused on something. He has a rough time with communication. So those were some things on his record as far as his training that needed to be fixed. So I don't know. Obviously, he never did get the training because he was out here murdering people within 2 minutes of arriving in their home. But yeah, so hopefully he doesn't get some slap on the wrist, 2-year, 5-year kind of shindig. He gets what he deserves, which is what any black person would probably get if they just murdered somebody randomly. I mean, if any black man walked up to a white person's home and murdered them within seconds and didn't even announce who they were, I'm sure they would get, the worst of the sentencing. So
absolutely. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to hope I'm wrong. But y'all can refer back to episode 13 of the Living Room podcast when this trial goes through. Mm-hmm. The likelihood of this man being charged with murder, I feel like, is slim to none. Because they would have to prove that he had intent, premeditated. That's what murder is, I think, the legal definition. So, again, I was just talking to someone about this, and I was like, I feel like when they charge them with murder, it's a conspiracy from the beginning for the person to walk away with no punishment whatsoever. Mm. Because that's why we had so many cases where, they charged the officer with murder, and they didn't even go to trial or didn't get no time or whatever. I think they should have charged him with manslaughter. Because I think that would be more, that's something you, was that an accident or some shit? I think that's a legal definition. Not to say, clearly, if he walks up to a door, in my mind, of course, again, street definitions versus legal definitions or street definitions versus medical definitions, I have noticed in recent history are quite different. But I'm pretty sure the legal definition of murder is quite different than what our definition of it is. And so I'm sitting here thinking to myself, as soon as you said that he's charged with murder, oh, well, he won't be seeing no prison time. Mm. But let's hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the legal definition of murder is, look it up, people. Because I'm telling you something I ain't know. Yeah, I had a political science major at ECU tell me that. They were like, yeah, that's why they're not getting no time. Because it's not a thing. It has to be like the woman was married to the man and there was a life insurance policy and she knew about it and then all of a sudden he was dead. They could prove bitch, you killed him because you wanted that money. You thought about that shit. But if he rolled up to a window and just shot into it, they can't prove that he went to the house with the intent to kill her.
Yeah, well, they are able to do that for lots of other people's.
Blacks one, yeah, but we're talking white one. Here. Let's be quite honest about the situation
white
and the subject
and
matter.
Blue,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. And he's a police officer? Yeah, right. I will be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's that on that. Sorry, it was a little heavy, but I'm not optimistic.
I have one more for month in review.
All right.
Sorry, we're going heavy again, people.
I should have split mine up.
Botham Jean's brother, Brant Jean, who was the young man who was on the stand and says he forgave Amber Geiger and wished that God would forgive her and gave her a hug, said he didn't want her to have any jail time, blah, 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 was awarded by the Texas Law Enforcement Administration the Ethical Courage Award. Now, of course, I found this to be a huge slap in the face. Of course you want to award a young black person who forgave a police officer for forgiving his brother. For killing his brother. Brant is 18 years old. So keep in mind, this is basically a child, in my opinion. So when he made those remarks, it's kind of like you got to take it with a grain of salt. Okay, this was, essentially his private moment with the murder of his brother. Of course, the media took it, ran with it, exploded the things, and now everybody has an opinion on what he said and how he forgave this woman. But I think it's even worse to take the time to say, let's give this man a reward for not being mad at the cop who killed his brother. A law enforcement, what in the fuck does that even mean? How does a law enforcement give you an award? What does that even mean? So he said that he struggled with accepting the award. But in the end, he did because he wanted to take that time on the podium to address the crowd. Because thinking about what crowd would be there gathered to see a young black kid accept an award for forgiving police officer, showing mercy on these white murdering cops, what kind of crowd would be there? So he said that's the reason he did end up taking the award. His statement was, "I never intended for the statement I made to the person that murdered my brother to receive such international recognition. To be honest, I struggled for a long time as I struggled with accepting this award from the agency." He says that he forgave her because he wanted to be free of the burden of unforgiveness, which I can applaud that. My brother was well aware of the danger posed to young black men due to misconceptions about the color that seem to be particularly pronounced among the law enforcement community. I want you all to know that I am not a threat and that young black males are not inherently dangerous or criminal. I insist that you encourage diverse leadership that can model inclusion and restraint. Most importantly, I ask that you remember my brother, my example of ethical leadership, a young black male that was perceived as a threat by one of your own. I want you to remember him. I want you to ask yourself, what are you doing to ensure that there will be no other families like mine, no other little brothers that have to model ethical leadership and forgiveness of a cop who lacked training and discipline and caused them to carelessly take the life of another. I'm truly grateful for this award, and I hope others can see the light in what I did. That was his statement.
Do you see the light?
In forgiving, yes. I don't know that would have been my path, but in forgiving, yes. Just not how he did it. Mm-hmm. But it's not my place to even care how somebody forgives. Mm-hmm. This young man is clearly on a different journey than I, and especially than I at 18 years old. So I thought it was good that he took that time to say, I'm not just going to, because, the clickbait just says, oh, his brother accepts an award from the law enforcement, ethical leadership, whatever. And that struck me. And that's why I read the article, because, people, we can't just take the headlines and run. We've heard this before. So I was moved by what he said and his, heart and his courage to take that podium and say that in front of God knows who, what racist cops who thought they were being funny, giving him this award in the first place. But I think that's all I can even say about that. I think it's a very, very tough and very sad situation. And I just applaud his courage, I guess. And I'll just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. I feel that. His statement was very lit. I don't want to say I quote unquote I approve, but it's like I support it. There we go. I support the statement. I do think when you're looking at it from the side of him taking the opportunity to you deliver that particular statement to that particular audience, I think it is definitely a moment that is a good moment. I think, you know what I'm saying, like a good time, not a good time, but like I don't know. I can't find my words. I think it's because I've been up since 5. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I definitely support the statement and again the delivery and who it was delivered to. Mm-hmm. I think that the best thing we can do is stay rooted in a light, I guess you could say. Like we talked about this when the judge, gave her a hug and gave her a Bible. My side of it was that I don't think we win by becoming like the others, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The other being full of hate, the other being let me send you to jail forever, the other being let me put you in solitary confinement, the other being abusing power, that kind of thing. So I think that you win when you try to be better. I guess when you go high and not low. I appreciate it. I also have moments where I be like, fuck that going high bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
I am team fuck that going high bullshit. It is a very tough one for me.
Right. And I respect that. So on the side of trying to go high as far as us creating the world we actually want to live in, because I don't think going low is going to create the world we want to live in. We're just going to be a whole bunch of going lowness, if that makes sense. Yeah. I think the best thing to do is, again, to get into these different positions of power, whatever it is your realm may be, whether that be podcasting or wanting to become a judge or wanting to become a prosecutor or whatever, and doing what you following that light path and saying like, okay, cool. Because I mean, again, for me, I don't believe in prisons. I don't believe that they in any way deter people from committing crimes. Yeah. And I think when you look at the statistics, we're 5% of the world's population, 25% of the world's prison population. How is prison deterring people from committing crimes? That just, like, statistically speaking, it doesn't make sense. So say that to say, I don't believe in a prison system that makes people even more broken than when they went in. This man goes to prison, comes out, and still kills black people. What's the point? Oh, he went to jail?
Yeah, because now he went to prison. Now he a skinhead.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Real. Like, so I'm like, if we're going to have prisons, I want a system that really does, that follows the name. Penitentiary comes from the word penitence. You were supposed to go. You were supposed to be like, damn, I'm sorry for that fucked up shit I did, and come out and be more whole on the other side of it. When you compare U.S. prisons to German prisons, where people have keys to their jail cells, where there's not overcrowding, where you have a phone in your room, you have a TV in your room. It's basically like a college dorm room to yourself. People come out and they're rehabilitated. I was watching a story about German prisons, and a man came to toward the prison, and the person, he was like, okay, I want to see your solitary confinement. And the man was like, we don't have nobody in solitary confinement right now. Couldn't even tour it. So again, we get so used to how we operate over here and thinking that what we're doing is right and the only means of going about something, when there's all these other countries doing it the right way. There's less murder in Germany, where you can only get 5 years for murder, than there is in the United States, where you can get locked away for life. So again, what deterring of crime are we really doing when it looks like Germany's doing it right? If we wanted to do it the right way, we would follow the lead of countries who have lower rates of these horrible things, if that makes sense.
I mean, it's not even a matter of wanting to do it right. There's a reason that we have
absolutely.
prisons and their functionality in the United States.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, you know, American companies would be missing out on a lot of money if people were actually being reformed. So
yeah, absolutely. So that's me basically saying,
there's
like,
my pessimism for the day.
Yeah, like, you know, that's basically me saying, like, with the whole Amber Geiger thing, oh, I want her to rot in prison. I mean, well, what is that going to do if she gets out again and then gets another position of power and is still disenfranchising or discriminating or harming black people in another way? Again, I want people to go to prison, if we're going to have them, and literally learn some shit and learn why what they did was quote unquote wrong or whatever. And then again, and then even with people who steal or murder, like, let's put people in a position where they don't have to do that anymore. For the people who are literally committing crime because it was the difference between life and death, let's give people, you know what I'm saying, a better way to go about things, instead of being like, oh, you went to prison, well, now you can't live here, you can't get this job, you can't vote. What the fuck they gonna do when they get back out? Recidivism, I bet recidivism is so high in the United States. Like, I need to look up that statistic, because I'm like, particularly when it comes to the new Jim Crow of it all, I'm sure people just end up right back in prison. Because
man, watch the movie, 2 movies, Shawshank Redemption, if you haven't seen it. I think most people have seen that one. I haven't seen that one, but I heard okay, Shawshank Redemption, everybody should watch that. And also Shot Caller. I don't know where you can find Shawshank right now, but Shot Caller is on Netflix. Both really good movies to watch if you kind of want to know why we need reform in prison. It's not like that's like, you know, some great documentary that's, you know, completely accurate, but it gives you a glimpse and an idea of why we should have compassion. It's easy to be like, oh, well, that person's a criminal. Yeah, well, who the fuck made laws? You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is to say that what's a crime and what's not? Like, when you think about slavery being legal and, you know, the murder of Emmett Till being okay, you got to understand that just because something's legal doesn't mean it's right. And just because somebody's a criminal don't mean that they are a bad person. Who made these laws and who were they targeted against? Yeah,
or read Just Mercy if you're a reader out here.
Oh, yes. I need to crack that book open. I'm currently reading for the month of January. It's a book a month. I think we can commit to that. But if you're starting from scratch, just read something. Shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But okay, that's all I had to say about that. I don't even know how we got to prison reform. What was the original?
And it doesn't matter. You're all welcome.
What was the original month in review?
It was about Brant Jean.
Yeah, right.
All right. So are we moving on?
Yes.
Oh, my shoulders are tight.
Blank while black.
There you go. Sydney officially knows our segments. 13 episodes into our show.
Yeah. You got a blank while black?
I do.
Wonderful.
Okay. I have 2.
Wonderful.
Michael J. Reynolds, racist piece of shit, New York City cop, barged into a black woman's home in Tennessee earlier this month, and he's still employed by the police department. What did Reynolds do, you may ask? Reynolds was staying at an Airbnb for a friend's bachelor party back in September when he began kicking in the front door of the neighbor's home, who was a black family. Halliburton is their last name. The Ring surveillance camera on their door showed Reynolds kicking and screaming and threatening the family using racial slurs. Reynolds forced his way into their house. Halliburton said that her dogs tried to bite the officer, but he did not care. He was drunk and did not pay attention. He kept coming down my hall. Nothing was holding him back, and he was like, this is my motherfucking house. The surveillance footage of Reynolds threatening the family was racist and contained physical violence. Try to shoot me and I'll break every fucking bone in your fucking neck, said Reynolds. Then he began calling the family fucking niggers. He blamed his actions on alcohol. Halliburton called 911 to report the incident. Reynolds was arrested a couple days later, and he has been charged with, the breaking and what he did, and was sentenced to 2 weeks of jail time and 3 years of probation. He, however, is still employed with NYPD.
And back to my statement about prisons deterring crime and people using them as their, like, normally their safety net for safety in and of itself. Like when you're like, oh, I don't believe in prisons. Well, what will we do with all the murderers and the da-da-da-da-da? Well, what are we doing with them currently if they're not black or brown? I mean,
honey, a slap on the wrist and let them keep their jobs. So a petition has been launched on change.org to fire the NYPD officer. The statement that there is no reasonable argument for leaving a violent, racist, convicted criminal on the police force armed with a gun in New York City. It is wild to me that if you see Susan down the street yelling and screaming at this black person or that one, they lose their job. But the person who has the quote unquote right to kill, you know, they get to just do whatever and be racist, and you know that they're racist and you keep them on the force? Mm-hmm. What? Mm-hmm. Like, so Aaron Dean, you know, people were, oh, well, he had these infractions before on his record as an officer that he, you know, he wasn't following rules or he wasn't doing good with his communication. You know, he needed training and whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he ends up murdering someone. Now, this is a person who doesn't specifically have a racist past, let alone being convicted in court, because there's video evidence of you running down a stranger's hallway as you're staying in the Airbnb next door, calling them fucking niggers and saying that you're going to break their fucking bones in their neck. Like, but this person gets to be on law enforcement and have weapons and ways of being fatal from their nightsticks or pepper spray to their taser to their gun. Mm-hmm. Like, and this person gets to keep their job. Mm-hmm. So in Blank While Black, just good fucking luck being black just in general. You can't sit at home minding your own goddamn business, as we already know from Tatiana Jefferson and many other people. You can't even be at home minding your goddamn business without some racist barging into your home, threatening you and your family, calling them racial slurs, and keeping their job, getting 2 weeks sentencing of jail time. Like, if you are in the police academy and you get like a parking ticket, you get thrown out of the academy because you can't have an infraction while you're going through school. But if you're already on the force and you spend jail time for being a racist asshole, threatening people with violence, you get to keep your job.
Right.
That doesn't even make any type of backward sense.
There's no sense to it at all.
That shit made me so hot. I'm just like reading it like, I can't imagine this being me in my home. Mm-hmm. Not only is this person free to do it again, mm-hmm. they're free to do it again with a gun and a badge mm-hmm. and a nightstick mm-hmm. and to fabricate whatever they want, whatever story. Had that Ring doorbell not been there, he wouldn't have even gotten that much.
Right.
So I don't know. I just say to black people, just arm yourselves, whether that be and with your cameras, your weapons, whatever, but protect yourself, because 1,000% of the time, if it's their word versus yours, blue versus black, you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. So as much, I don't know, I've been pulled over and been terrified and been too scared to film. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do if they see this camera. It's going to instantly agitate them or think that, you know, I'm trying to irritate them when really I just want to be safe. Like, it can be scary to even be like, I'm going to film this cop who's pulling me over right now. But it's almost like, what choice do you have? Mm-hmm. It's going to be their word against yours. It's going to be their camera against yours, and theirs is going to fall off. So just protect mm-hmm. yourself. Use cameras. Use caution. Mm-hmm. That's all I can say to that. So, yeah, that is my first Blank While Black.
I looked up the body cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Not like every brand of them, but the first brand that came up was just like a clip-on. And I was like, I just knew it was going to be strap technology. Like you would be strapped in like a seatbelt. Like one over the shoulder around your waist, the other one around.
They're like clipped on like a microphone kind of. Or yeah, like their walkie-talkie
so thing. With the whole thing about it falling off, I was like, oh, that's probably likely if it's just clipped on. I'm like, why are y'all just clipping them on? That don't even make sense. But like I said on the previous podcast, if it was just meant to save or in any way help black and brown lives who seem to be people with the most, incidences of police brutality, then of course we're not going to put that much effort or money into the construction of things that could help. So yeah. Kind of like the drugs, war on drugs. Nobody cared until it was white people and opioids. But when it was crack and black people, it was, well, we'll get to it. Yeah. I guess it's that same thing. I guess when white people start getting their asses beat by police, then police body cameras will be more secure.
They might actually work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we'll see. Next, in Blank While Black. There's always an abundance of these stories.
Mm-hmm.
This story came at the very end of November, so I didn't get to cover it for December yet. Burglary suspects in the area. Please shelter in place and notify Vidor police if you see any black males in the area. Police are searching for 4 black males who ran from police. No other description is available at this time. Heavy law enforcement in the area. Use caution. Unknown if any weapons.
Jesus Christ.
This was the alert sent out to the Vidor area of Texas. So we can all see why that would raise some eyebrows. See any black males in the area? This sounds like some, slave catcher shit. This was a text that went out during a manhunt that told shelters to basically stay home, to use caution, to basically be afraid of any black person because they could have a weapon. Are you going to turn your phone off? It's way over there.
Yeah.
Damn it, Kalia. Stop texting us. We're busy.
Oh, is that who it is?
Yes. But yeah, so the police chief... Something Carroll. Let me read it exactly. Rod Carroll. Police Chief Rod Carroll said he knew that the alert had been sent out, but had not seen the text until Wednesday morning. When he saw it, his heart dropped. I want to apologize to anyone who was offended because I will tell you personally, I was personally offended when I read that text message. He says that the text message was too vague and it should have included all the details. It should have included an 1800 block of North Tram was a location of where the suspects, where we were looking for the individuals, and the word suspicious. And just because you're black male walking through Vidor, Texas doesn't make him a suspect. We need to get past the stigma. We are professionals in law enforcement and we should treat all people with respect. All people. I trust my folks that this is something we should have made sure was very specific and before we sent it out, being very careful of the wording we were using. Yeah, I just can't imagine like getting a text in Charlotte, North Carolina that says, oh, beware, there's suspects at large, 4 black people. Be on the lookout for any black people, any black female you see. They could have weapons. And think about that stand your ground law that Florida has just gone and ran with. So if we had stand your ground law and somebody black were to walk past any given person in Charlotte, North Carolina after that text was sent out and they were murdered, they would probably be able to get off because they would be able to say, I feared for my life. And who made them fear for their life? The police. Mm-hmm. I think they should be sued. I think every black person in Vidor, Texas should be suing. So what happened was there were 4 people who robbed an ATM or some shit in Alabama. And they took off from the police and they were thought to be passing through Vidor, Texas. So it's like, you don't know where these people are. You don't know what they look like other than they are 4 black people. And you send out a text message that says, I don't have a description, just know that they're black and could be armed.
Right.
They should be sued, period. And then Chief Carroll says, I talked to the person who sent out the text message, and I have faith that this, will not happen again. This is a very serious matter. Talk to? Bitch, you could have got people killed. Mm-hmm. Fuck you mean talk to? That's another example of I won't fire somebody who clearly needs to be fired. You would never have sent out a text that said, beware of any white people in Vidor, Texas. You would have never done that. That would never be something that happened. Mm-hmm. So in Blank While Black, simply don't be black. I think we have to say this every week. Don't be black while black because that is fucking dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, wow.
Beware of any black people. Notify police if you see any black person. I know if I would have got that text, guess where my black ass would have been? In the house, not nowhere else. And what if you were at Walmart when you got that text? Right. Golly. I know they were looking around like that little black boy on that meme.
Terrio, the boy that's not Terrio.
Yeah. That shit is ridiculous. And in Texas, like every bad thing don't happen in Texas already. Mm-hmm. God damn.
Facts. I didn't even think about the slave catcher thing that you brought up earlier. I was just thinking about.
See any aimlessly walking black people? Be sure to call the police.
Simply just thinking, my God, that does not sound like a good time.
Yeah.
That's not a good black ass time.
Not a good black ass time.
Sounds about white.
Sounds about white.
Do you have a sounds about white?
I certainly do. I'm going to show you this picture first because
you came prepared.
It broke me. No, don't read the title. Just look at the picture.
I don't get it.
Hand me my telephone bag.
I don't get it.
Okay. Underage men in Michigan were arrested after a drunken horse and buggy ride. That's right, people. Now, these 4 young men look like the villagers from the movie Shrek. Like they are, at the very least, all first cousins with the same parents. So deputies nabbed 4 underage suspected drunk drivers after they were spotted throwing beer cans from their horse and buggy. I mean, people, it doesn't get whiter than this. This was in Michigan, and people are like, this has got to be some sort of Amish country. And if you have not looked it up, please look it up. Just Google underage Michigan horse and buggy, and it'll come up. But these men, you cannot tell me they did not play in the movie Shrek. Or at least their characters were not drawn after seeing their photo.
That's what I was supposed to get from that picture?
You don't see Shrek in this? Look at these people.
You know I can't see that from over there.
Okay. Anyway, they were all 4 underage men driving a horse and buggy and chucking beer cans out of it. So, yeah. Sounds about white.
Now, when you say horse and buggy.
Horse and buggy.
No. I have a question about the buggy part.
Oh, go ahead.
What's a buggy?
The carriage thing. A horse-drawn buggy.
So, like a little house on the prairie?
Like a wagon. Yes. They were driving it drunk down the road.
What part was this?
What?
Well, I mean, what place was this?
This was in Michigan.
I have a question. Because can you get a DUI for that? Because it's not driving.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like to know their charges?
Yeah.
They were arrested for felony obstruction of justice, disorderly person, and issued civil infractions for minors in possession of alcohol.
Oh, they were minors?
Oh, yes. They were 20 and 19. Would you like to know their names? Everything will make much more sense. Levi Mast, Andrew Zook, Joseph Miller, and Joseph Troyer from Gladwin County, Michigan.
What was the first charge?
Felony obstruction of justice.
How are they obstructing justice?
I think because they are riding recklessly. First of all, in a horse and buggy, I would have arrested you for that because you ain't got no home training if you're doing that. But I think the felony obstruction with justice was like the driving drunk.
Why didn't they just? Oh, they couldn't say driving while they weren't.
They weren't driving. I guess
they were. What is it called when you? They're not
driving.
When
they were operating a vehicle, just not a motor vehicle.
I have questions.
I have questions as well. Can you imagine seeing 4 boys just riding a horse and buggy? Like, I'm imagining the one from Harriet that we just saw.
Yeah.
They're riding this and chucking beer cans out the back. Because a motorist is the one who called it in. They were like, hello, 911.
How do you think that call went? You want to act it out? No, you want to act it out? No. Please?
I don't know if I can do a Michigan accent.
What is this one?
I don't know, Boston. I don't know what Michigan people sound like. I think they sound like Boston people.
Okay.
I don't know. I ain't never been there.
Yes, this is the 911 operator. How may I help you, ma'am?
Hey, ma'am, I think you should call somebody about this because I don't know if I'm saying right, but I think there's a horse and buggy on the road. And more importantly, somebody just chucked a beer can at my car.
So it went a little something like, I think there was a horse in the, I think there's a horse at check-in.
Yes. I swear to God, I just saw a horse at check-in in the airport.
What if there's a horse on your plane to L.A.?
I'm slapping fire.
What if Flirty is on your plane to
Flirty
L.A.?
is not going to be on my goddamn plane. They going to update me to somebody's private jet. Matter of fact, the baby, if you're heading back to L.A. at the same time I am, can I please hop on yours? Because you've been getting in a lot of trouble lately. I don't want to.
You got in trouble again?
Yeah, he just got arrested for like a robbery or something. They detained him. I don't know if they actually arrested him, but they detained him. And somebody commented on like, this man's marketing is impeccable. And I was like, no, he will be in the news. I don't know why they're giving him such a hard time. Did he just told him he was taking over? He's the king of the shit right now. Mm-hmm. He need to just sit his little ass down.
Apparently. Wow,
yeah.
I didn't
so
know
maybe
that.
not on his PJ. Maybe a Kardashian PJ. I think they got good snacks. They probably got organic shit. Hell yeah.
What's PJ?
Private jet.
Oh.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving the studio.
I'm too poor for these things.
I'm too poor for these words. I don't even know the words.
Yeah, hello. I don't know these acronyms. I don't know nothing about PJs.
All right, party people. We are moving on. Sexpectations.
I actually have one.
Hey, sexpectations.
All right. Okay, since you had both.
Hope you're all having sex in the new year because I haven't.
Oh, ready then.
Everyone have some New Year sex.
Woo!
Woo! Sexpectations.
I was yawning.
Okay. Go ahead.
Would you? Where did I write this down? And I wrote it down quite well. Oh, damn it. Would you be feeling some kind of way if your significant other was called at a late hour by someone of the sex with which they are attracted to? So in your case?
Yes.
Okay.
I would be irritated if anybody called me at any time I'm supposed to be asleep.
No, not you.
But I'm saying, so if that phone call disturbs me, absolutely.
No, okay, so if it doesn't.
What, if they tell me the next morning over Cheerios? Hey, I got a phone call last night.
I guess if you were up, like, would you be disturbed? Would you be in any way like, who is that? What's going on here?
I don't get into things. I'm not going to go looking over your phone. If your phone rings, I'm not like peeping my head over the corner to see who's calling you. I'm not doing all that because first of all, I got neck problems. Second of all, I'm not about to stress myself out. I got a lot of stress and anxiety in general. I don't go out my way looking for it. Mm-hmm. With that being said, if I were just to happen to see it, I just like, oh, what the hell that heifer want?
So you would feel some type of way?
I think I would ask a question. I don't know. I think I would feel some type of way, maybe depending on the answer, but I don't think I would care that much.
Okay. I was asking, this is what happened. I called Xavier. Xavier had called me and I called him back and he didn't answer, but it was like 11 o'clock. But I was like thinking about it and I was like, I understand now that because of course, when you don't have any ill intention, you're not paying attention. I'm just calling you back because I just got off work. No, I think it was like 9:30, which is still late. You know what I'm saying? For someone of the sex with which you are attracted to be calling when you're in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, maybe he didn't answer because he might have thought it was going to offend.
You shouldn't have used his name.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's
fine from the person who's not in it.
Right. But no, again, I don't know if that's why he didn't. I think he just didn't answer because he was asleep or some shit, or he was on the phone. But I brought it up because I was literally just thinking about it. I was like, maybe he didn't answer because he might have thought it would have offended his girlfriend. Because I was like, I would understand because not to say he is, but like because hoes is out here really playing the hell out of people. I feel like the smallest things will make you paranoid. Because of shit
if we're not talking about Aisha in general, I think that would offend most women.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you know what I'm saying? Like I was wondering, like, would that make me upset? Because I would hope I wouldn't give a fuck. I hope I would just be like, I trust you. Because I mean, I'm just his friend. That's it. But there's a
lot of people who got just friends and cousins. And
right. That's what I'm saying.
All kinds of stuff.
That's what I mean. So like, I would get it if she would have been offended. You know what I'm saying? Like if she would have seen the phone ringing or would have been sitting next to him, like, what the fuck, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I would understand it. But on the other side of it, I was just wondering if I would be like upset if it were me.
Maybe you should call him back and ask him.
No, I was just wondering for the people.
No, I was just wondering.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I do think he was asleep or some shit. But I just thought about it like after I called and he didn't answer. I was like, oh, man, what if I'm calling at an inappropriate hour? Which I didn't mean. Which is so interesting as you get older and, people are in relationships and they have husbands and wives or boyfriends and girlfriends or whatever. Those kind of things like become things. Mm-hmm. Like you can't call at certain hours. Yeah. Some people aren't even allowed to have friends of whatever sex with which they are attracted.
Yeah, which if you're in a relationship like that, you should probably run. It's 2020. we don't do that controlling bullshit no more. We're not dealing with narcissists anymore.
Yeah. So I was just wondering. I was just like, I feel like that most people would be a little, and not even if you're not angry, like I feel like it would make you feel some kind of way, whether it would be nervous or, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's gonna make everybody who's in a relationship feel some kind of way. I think it's almost impossible because of the climate that we feel like we're in. Because I actually don't know if all these men are out here cheating like I feel like they are. Mm-hmm. But apparently, what is it, like 50% of all men cheat, statistically speaking, or some shit? It's something crazy. But yeah, say that to say, I think because I'm living in a perceived environment like that, even if it's not true, that would also make me go, what the fuck, what's going on? You want to tell that bitch call in the morning? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So yeah, it was just an interesting thought on my brain. That I was like, this is a good.
I don't know, people. What do y'all think? Would you be mad if somebody called your boo thing, quote unquote, late at night?
Yeah, but not even just mad. Like, I mean, would it
irritated,
make you nervous?
Peeved?
Would you be, would you have bubble guts because now you think he's cheating?
Questions?
Cheating in these streets. He cheating in these streets. All because of a phone call.
My sexpectations. It's not necessarily a question, but I'm gonna word it as a question at first. My question is, do you need to see paperwork before you are sexually intimate with someone?
Oh, you absolutely should. I remember taking sex health at ECU, and my professor, whose name was Brian Kavanaugh. You ever seen Brian Kavanaugh?
I don't think so.
Everybody thought he was so fine, but
was he?
He was this young, like,
let me go re-sign up for that class.
Like, everybody and he taught sex health and of all the classes to teach, but he also taught health. But anyway, he was really, really dope. But he was like, yeah, when I met my wife in college, I think he said he met her in college. She tested all of her partners before she had sex with him. And I was like, let me tell you something. Woman. This is good time. This is a good time here. I literally will be having conversations with people and I'd be like, they did what? You didn't even have time to test that person yet. And they'll look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, oh, you're not gonna test? Okay. But what? Okay, I'm gonna mind my business. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely think you should. I think that should be first date. The first date, y'all should go get tested. That should be the first date.
That sounds like a great first date.
In person.
I think that healthcare should be far more affordable, but not only that, but all STD screening, all screening in general should be free.
Absolutely.
But it should be free. It should be far more accessible. And I think that if you can, not even if you can, I think that if you want to be sexually intimate with somebody, you should definitely get them tested. I know it doesn't always go like that with heat of the moment and things of that nature. But what I came here to say on the Sexpectations segment of this here podcast, Sydney is jumping today.
I don't know why.
And that is your fault because you knew you were supposed to turn your volume off.
My phone is always off, but that's why I didn't remember to turn it off because my volume. I'm normally
Sydney's cutting up today.
Okay.
Anyway, in this segment today on whatever day it is, January 3rd,
it's 2020.
In 2020, we're testing penises before we put them in our mouths. Okay, people?
Or vaginas.
Or butts. Or ears, or even titty fuck. Shit, don't let no penises near you. Or vaginas. Don't scissor nobody if you don't know what's going on with their juices. And that's my preach today.
That's your affirmation?
Hell yeah, throw that in affirmation and mental health as well, and vaginal health. Put it all in there. If you can't get paperwork, I say do it. If the person can't afford it, it would be a really dope start to your relationship to pay for them to get testing done.
I feel like,
which is like $300, by the way.
Wow, like you used to say back in the day, if you got time to cook, you got time to wash dishes. If you got money to be sexually active, you got money to get tested. You better save up.
Okay.
Lock the box down and save up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you can't afford to get tested, then you can't afford to have this pussy. The end.
Or that penis.
Or that peen. Hey, that would be a good date. Hey, here's some. I'll Cash App you. That's my favorite sound on my phone. That's the only notification I fuck with. That Cash App one.
You just get Cash Apps like that?
Not often, but I'm saying when I get them, I fucks with that sound. I'd be like, you hear that ching ching? You'd be like, oh, bloop, bloop. Me, I have money now. It might be like $10. By the way, do y'all need my Cash App name? Because I can send you that. But yeah, in 2020, we are getting paperwork before sex. Amen? Amen. We need a soundbite for that.
I'll look for that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, moving on. Black on black support. Sydney, I know you got a lot of the things. Why don't you take them away?
Alrighty then. I have those written down on my...
I'm a
SMR.
Sydney, why is this paper so long?
Listen to the sounds of the paper opening.
They can't because they listen to the sound of your phone going off. You about to get fired.
I just want to. Okay, this is my last. Shh. I'm an SMR.
Sydney, oh God, I will punch you.
Those shit. I watched one for barbering. The man had the clippers like in the microphone. I was like, you know what? This is actually kind of relaxing.
I'm not black on black supporting.
So annoyed right now.
My titty itches.
Okay. So my black on black support is a list of all of the people who also had great times in 2019.
Just rub it in. Why don't you?
Because it's not just about me. So I know if you were listening to the beginning of this podcast, you're like, damn, this bitch will go on forever about herself. So Kira was out here getting 103s on her exams. Aisha was out here in Lucky Day and Eric Bellinger and Young Thug videos.
Oh, shout out to her.
Diamond started law school. Tanaya started her blog.
Yay.
Kalia started her locks.
Ooh.
Aisha's birthday party, which was 70s themed.
Honestly, if you missed it, I hate it for you because that was a good ass party. Actually, that is one good thing that happened to me in 2019. I had a fucking lit party.
Absolutely.
Everyone wasted.
Well, except for me because I don't believe in skating and drinking. I think that should be illegal.
I think riding a horse and buggy should be illegal.
Y'all out here giving people tickets for driving. They should drinking and driving. They should be giving tickets for skating and drinking because that's fucking dangerous. My little cousin standing on these hoes at prom. Okay, she was looking like a sparkling goddess out here in the streets. Shout out to Jasmine who graduated with her master's. My sister started her residency. Malik moved to New York. Elise got engaged. My sister graduated from medical school. Brittany Archie graduated with her master's. Aisha dropped that bandana photo shoot. That Aisha Damaliana photo shoot.
I'm weak.
Aisha and Malik worked together and broke the internet.
Oh my God.
With that under boob and tank top. Malik did his residency at Goodyear Arts. Malik slayed us on several different occasions.
Oh my God. Somebody has got to shut down his gram.
On Instagram.
It's just too good.
Kalia and Malik worked and produced for us Black Summer 19, which I believe you can see on YouTube if you have not watched it. It is a great documentary, about 30 minutes, about 25 to 30 minutes long on climate change. And lastly, rounding it out at the end, Aisha, for the first time in her life, saw the movie whom we all love in the black community, which stars Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett and Kimberly Elise and Vivica A. Fox. Set it off.
Yes, I did. I'm black.
So I think that was everybody. So shout out to everybody who started new jobs, who met their goals in 2019, who did great things, who broke our necks. Malik posted the other day, "My foot is on your neck" or some shit like that. Yep. And I was like, it's been on our neck all 2019.
Yeah, actually, when have you let us breathe?
So shout out to everybody whose foot was on somebody's neck in one way or another all 2019. I'm so happy for everyone and proud of everybody for making it through a roller coaster or a shitty or a good year. Whatever it is you had, you are now standing in 2020, whether it is with one leg or both. So shout out to y'all for doing great things. That is my black on black support.
Nice. I have 3.
Okay.
1. I was in Sydney's edited video for her film class about what was the one that I was in? It was the haiku.
The haiku, videography project. That was my first solo project.
Yes, Queen. So. And she edited this vampire one. Was it House of Vampires?
The Real Vampires of Charlotte.
Real Vampires of Charlotte,
which is available on YouTube.
Yes, on the YouTube with Sydney's editing. Good time.
Yeah.
But also that black ass reel you got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Sydney's reel, check it out on the gram.
It is on the gram. It is also on YouTube.
Sydney's 2019 reel. 2020 is only going to get better and better and better. I'm excited for you, Queen.
Yes, thank you.
You're so welcome.
There's a lot of repetition in that, but it was to emphasize the fact that I shot, edited, and lit all of these projects.
Oh, yes.
So sometimes you see things like twice.
If you were personally shot by the good sis, Sydney the Great. Wow. Iconic. What a way to start or end year 2019. But in 2020, we have more to come. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see all your projects. I can't wait to fly back and be in one or two.
Flying to Atlanta or wherever the fuck, because I got to get out of here, boy.
Yeah, North Carolina's not where it's at. Also, secondly, shout out to my cousin, Velvet, but more importantly, Miss Vanna Ivy, who has her own boutique now.
Yes.
She is 2 years old, and she has a boutique.
That's lit.
The Ivy Boutique on Instagram. It is a children's boutique, Black-owned business, woman-owned business, toddler-owned business, really. But has very cute clothing for the children. And thirdly, shout out my Black-on-Black support to Beyonce, Giselle, Knowles, Carter.
For
her
that article?
Adidas line.
Oh.
For her Adidas line that is coming out January 18th, I will be dressed in the garb. Okay,
Did you
hear me?
Did you read the article?
What article?
That she
Oh
did
yes.
with- Surprised you didn't bring that up.
Oh yes, when she said, "Get off my ovaries." My good queen is tired of y'all's questions. Shout out to Beyonce for being the best, beautiful Black thing in the world.
People were talking about how humanizing it was. The response.
When she said sorry to this man, I said, "You better quote Kiki." And if I was Kiki, I'd gag.
She'll be quoting you soon.
Oh yes, Beyonce, you'll quote me soon. After you listen to this podcast, you probably think of something good and quotable.
I'm sure she already is. You know these celebrities be having them fake ass pages that they really be following y'all.
Yeah, she probably follows me.
I'm sure she does.
Mm-hmm. I bet she did. Hey B. Hey B. Hey Miss Carter.
I ain't got no words for you.
All right, moving on.
I thought she had one more.
No, that's it. That was my
Oh,
three.
okay.
Moving on. Mental health.
All right.
What you got for us, Queen?
So because we were gonna do
With
our
this fucking paper. Sydney.
Welcome back to SMR.
If I gotta get up out this chair, you are not gonna be happy with the results. Sydney.
I'm sorry. I need to start doing it. We got like a whole 55 minutes left. I'm just gonna sit here in SMR.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna share with you guys Aisha's secrets.
No, because I don't have to go to the bathroom. I'll be sitting here present, ready to cut your mic off.
Okay. Okay. So as we move into 2020 and we are out here setting our goals, and some of us are making resolutions. Everybody's not into resolution making, and I completely understand and respect that. I just wanted to.
I don't.
Okay.
I think that's weird, and I think people that are like, "Oh, here comes that new year, new me," bullshit. Like, damn, you mad at growth, bitch? Have a fucking orange juice and sit the fuck down. Why you so mad?
I so basically had a couple of affirmations that I wanted to give you guys, but I'm gonna put that in the mental health check-in section. And basically, they kind of all go hand in hand, which is like do one thing at a time. Get back up again and don't beat yourself up. So basically say all of those to say that as you're making all these resolutions and it becomes January and then it's February and March and you look up and you see that maybe you haven't made the progress that you wanted to make, it's okay. I literally started a fitness page last year that I posted on 4 times and have fallen off and I haven't been consistent in the gym since college, but I literally every time I would get back on that page I'd be like, all right y'all, let's start over again. Like literally being okay with the fact that like life is like it's ups and downs. It's literally being hella into your goals and hella on your shit for a little while and falling off because you're human. You're not a robot. You're not gonna get it right 100% of the time. And it's okay to start over every day if you have to. You don't even have to put it off until next week if you want to. Like for instance, this week I'm starting. Let's say I make a goal and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times a week. Well, damn, I'm only gonna make it once because it's already Saturday. Still go that one time. That's still progress in the direction of your goal. Or damn, I wanted to read a book and I was supposed to read this many books this year and it's already March and I've only read one. That's okay. Just keep working on that same ass book and one thing at a time. I definitely wanted to emphasize that because some days I would wake up and make like a list of my goals for the day. I'd be like, okay, I gotta read, I gotta get ready for the podcast, I gotta write this blog, I gotta edit this video, I gotta exercise, I gotta make sure I eat, I gotta hydrate. And in the days that I would look at the whole list, I literally would do nothing but lay in the bed all day because I would be overwhelmed. So basically the days when I would just be, you know what, one thing at a time, sis. Just focus on one thing at a time. Yeah. And I would get more done that way. So and even if it's just one goal at a time, because I know balance is very hard for myself. Like, and I'm going into this when we do affirmations later, but like how I had a website, still do of course, but like fell off of that because I wanted to focus solely on filmmaking for a while. Then we started a podcast. It was a lot to balance. And again, forgive yourself for your shortcomings and just get right back up on that horse again. And don't beat yourself up. Just, meet yourself where you're at. And if you fall off a day, a week, a month, I don't care. I don't give a fuck if you wake up and it's 2021 and you're like, damn, I ain't go to the gym one time. Okay, well, we can start today.
We can do it today.
So don't beat yourself up. The past is the past and the future isn't here yet. So,
Come on, Rafiki.
Just focus on the present and, go hard, y'all. I really wish everybody who listens to this podcast the best of luck in accomplishing whatever goals you've set for yourself this year.
And we wish the opposite for people who don't listen to the podcast.
So one more time, just one thing at a time, y'all. Get back up again and don't beat yourself up for a mental health check-in for me.
That's dope.
Thank you, Queen.
Hell yeah. My mental health check-in is actually, and it's funny that we got that text message this morning from Justin, because my mental health check-in is the 4 agreements.
Oh, lit.
So if you haven't gotten the book, please get it. Check it out by Don Miguel Ruiz. It is a great book. And to give you basically a little summary, I'm going to talk about what the 4 agreements are to get you started. Okay? You're all welcome. Today, I'm your Spark Notes. 1, be impeccable with your word. Say what you mean and mean what you say. We talked before on this podcast about how, negative words, they have power. Words are powerful. Words are a spell. Writing is a spell. So to know that if you say negative things, they will be what surrounds you. You say positive things, they will be what surrounds you. Be impeccable with your words. Say what you mean what you say. And also in the book, it talks about basically, if you're at a loss for words, then don't say anything. Like, you don't got to fill empty space. Be profound with what you say and mean it. Number 2, don't take anything personally. And this is one that I revert back to on a regular basis. And we talked about this before on the podcast as well. If somebody cuts you off in traffic and you're so angry and it has ruined your day, your blood is boiling, your blood pressure is up. Why? Why are you taking that so personally? Like, this person could be rushing their child in the back seat to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? You have no idea why this person cut you off. Maybe they're having a really shit day, but damn, why does that mean you got to have one just because they cut you off? Don't take anything personally, because anything that anybody does is a reflection of them and their experiences and not you. If somebody yells at you when they're angry, it's because they've been taught that yelling is a way of communicating or a way of getting your anger out. That has nothing to do with you. You did not make that person yell. You didn't crawl in their throat and get to screaming. So don't take that personally. Number 3, do not make assumptions. I think that gets everybody. We are all assuming something at some point in time. When we walked in, we had an appointment for the studio. We assumed nobody was in here. Don't make assumptions. Go look and go see. Go make sure you have time to set up, that you're not waiting to the last minute and then maybe somebody was in here cleaning or something that puts you behind, that irritates you, that gets in your mood. You take it personally. Then you're saying things that aren't impeccable. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things are kind of just like, they just build on each other. So just be careful to not make assumptions. And don't assume things about people. Don't assume, well, they said this, so they must have meant X, Y, and Z. Well, you don't know what they meant till you ask them. So don't make an assumption. Ask. My dad worked in Duke Power, so he's very big on safety, very, very big on clarification. You should always know what somebody means. You should always know what they're talking about. So my dad all the time would be like, I don't understand. Can you explain that further for me? And I could be talking about anything, and I'm like, oh my God, Dad, what do you mean you don't understand? But if you miss something and something doesn't make complete sense to you, then you should get clarification. It's okay to get clarification. Even if you think you're annoying somebody, you should understand what they mean. So you're not out here making assumptions of them or what they meant.
Facts.
And number 4, lastly, always do your best. Always do your best. It doesn't matter if you are practicing running, right? You want a 6-minute mile time, whatever. If today you got an 8-minute mile time, and then tomorrow, you're oh God, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I'm still going to run and I'm going to do my best. Oh my God, I did it today and it was 9 minutes. It doesn't matter that it wasn't 8 minutes like yesterday. Because if 9 minutes is the best you could give today, then you can't ask nothing else of yourself. Ask all that you can of yourself and leave it at that. Don't be mad at something not being as great as yesterday. Kind of like the, getting up and not being so hard on yourself. Do the best that you can and you'll always be okay. My daddy would always tell me, like, he didn't care if I made all A's or all C's in school. Because if all C's was my best, he was proud of my best. And he would ask me, did you do your best? Sometimes it was yes, sometimes it wasn't. Okay, well, you can be mad at yourself if you didn't do your best. But if you did your best, then a C is okay. I ain't mad at you.
Right.
That means you worked hard. Because if it was a really hard subject or something you truly didn't understand, A C is not so bad, you know. But as long as you're doing your best, always give your best, people. The 4 agreements: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. That is my mental health check-in for you beautiful people. Please read the book, The 4 Agreements.
Which is a short
read, people. It's really easy. You could read that in January.
Yep, there you go.
Easy peasy. You can read one chapter a day. Be done 4 days.
Right. All right, y'all. So we are going to wrap this good old thing on up with our signature affirmations, but this time we're doing it a little different. Our affirmations will be us sharing our goals for the year. You want to go first?
Oh.
Okay, all right.
No.
Go first. Okay. So let me go ahead and throw this out there. Yeah, Aisha and I both got one of our degrees in health fitness. One of the things we learned in that is that goals should be measurable. So
SMART goals.
Yep. The M in SMART stands for measurable, people.
Amen.
So some of my goals are I want to be able to do a pull-up unassisted.
Nice.
I've always wanted to be able to do pull-ups, but I just never actually tried and worked on it. And you know what I'm saying? That's measurable.
Nice.
At the end of the year, if I can do a pull-up, I met that goal. Or hopefully not the end of the year, but you know.
Does your friend Marcus listen to this podcast?
I'm not sure if I need to ask him to help me do a pull-up.
Yes, he should be your accountability partner.
Yeah. There you go. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I want abs, preferably Tiana Taylor's.
Sydney has already had abs. She probably has them right now as we speak.
That's because I'm skinny, though.
It doesn't
like
matter.
I want abs because I'm fit, not because I'm skinny.
So one day are you gonna be like, these are officially fit abs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, when I'm able to run a mile, if I'm able to run a mile, then I know these are fit abs.
Okay.
I can't run from here to the door.
Okay.
I want to read a minimum of 12 books this year. That is always my minimum goal. I want to move daily. So, like, I just think the body was meant to move, but yet we just do not do that. Like, I think we should all be taking a few minutes of our day to get a little bit of exercise or physical activity, whether that's gardening, as we learned in health fitness, or walking. I do love to walk, or running, or, you know, whatever it is that you like to do, getting on the elliptical, getting on the Stairmaster, finding something you enjoy. I also was even thinking about getting like a basketball, just go shoot some hoops randomly, whatever day I'm out walking or whatever. Because there's a basketball court close to my house, like walking distance, a couple basketball courts close to my house actually. But then my other measurable goal is that I want to be able to run a mile at athlete speed. When I was in middle school, I was like a bomb ass 1600 distance runner. My best time for the mile was 6 minutes and 23 seconds. I was out here dusting bitches, and then I quit, and I can't run a mile anymore. I was just telling somebody the other day, I was like, if I have any regrets in life, it was quitting track, because I was really good at it, and who knows what I could have did with that shit. I want to do at least one blog a month. So trying to, you know, get back on my do not bleach shit. Do better with promoting our podcast. I fell off because I would be off Instagram altogether. So definitely trying to do that and growing our audience. Again, shout out to everybody who has stayed with us over the duration of the last 6 months. We started in July, I think. So that will be August, September, October, November, December.
Yes.
So 5 months.
Do not worry, people. We will be remote podcasting. Yes. So I got a microphone for Christmas. We still in this thing.
Yeah, there we go. We got to talk about that too at the end. Don't let me forget. And I want to skate a whole lot. A whole lot. I just want to be like able to do a couple different tricks. That's a measurable goal. A couple things I see the people doing on Instagram. If I could do those by the end of the year, I'd be happy about that. I'm just trying to go at least once a month. It's hard to go when you work, because it's either you go late night on Saturdays when they play the good ass music, or you go on Sundays, or they got ladies night too on Tuesdays. So I got 3 different options every week to try to make it to skating. Because actually that's something I wanted to get at for a long time, but I actually literally just started actually practicing when I go to the skating rink. Like I'll literally be in there and do one move for like 3 hours. I'm like, all right, take a lap around, come back and do it again. So yeah, those are some of my goals. Just trying to be more balanced. I guess my 2 words for the year are balance and fearlessness, because I'm supposed to be moving and starting this film thing soon. So if I had to give it 2 words, that would be that too. So yeah, that wraps it up, people. Hold me accountable. If you follow me on Sid the Great Fitness, you do not have to. You don't have to. But I'm saying if you do,
follow her and keep her accountable. Ask her every day where her post is.
Ask me where my abs are and how I'm doing on that pull up and how I'm doing on that mile. So yeah, I just want to be fit overall though, because Malik, I was talking to Malik the other day and he was like, I thought you wanted to be thick, and I was like, it's not that I don't want to be thick anymore, but number one, I'm tired of like not being happy with my own body. Because I think going around being like, I'm gonna be thick, it made me internalize my own body issues. People think just because you're skinny, you're just confident with your body. Oh, and people love to say, you're in such good shape. And I'd be like, I have a shape. I do. We all do. But I'm not in good shape. I couldn't run from here to the door. People confuse being skinny with being in shape. And so I'm like, no, I want to actually.
You would probably be able to run from here to the door, but you don't have no energy because you have no calories in your body.
So yeah, and eating. But say that.
Yeah, actually write that down.
I have it written down.
3 meals a day?
Somewhere.
4 meals a day?
5, 6 meals a day.
6 meals a day.
But what I was telling Malika was I was like, I don't like the fact that when you're bulking, people tell you like, oh, don't do cardio because it basically pulls your body in 2 different directions. Cardio is pulling you to more lean. Lifting weights is pulling you, of course, like to gaining weight and putting on muscle or whatever. But I don't want to sacrifice cardiovascular health for being thick, if that makes sense.
Honey, I do the cardio things and my body's like, oh, you wanted to go a different direction? I don't care. No man, poor time.
So basically said it to say I'm going to be out here doing all of the things you're supposed to do. So for everybody out there.
Tinny, if I could give you my appetite, sis, I would.
Oh, I would take it. Khalil would be like, I can give you 15 pounds. I'd be like, girl, if I could take your weight, I would take it in a
20 or 30
heartbeat.
of these pounds.
But so anybody out there who just wants a little bit of fitness advice from somebody who studied it, you know what I'm saying, for about 2 years, you know what I'm saying, got one of my degrees in it. Fitness is muscular strength and endurance. It is a cardiovascular endurance. It is flexibility, and what's the other one? It's 5. Mobility. But mobility, I think, is in the athletic section. That's in the athletic section too, because it's like,
I don't know.
Whatever that one is, do the things, people. Take care of your body, take care of your heart and your muscles, and you know what I'm saying, eat right, eat good things. I wish y'all all the best of luck on your goals this year. But yeah, hold me accountable on @SidTheGreat_Fitness because my body is my number 1 goal this year.
Yay.
Millie rocks. Y'all can't see it because the camera's not recording.
Okay. I have fitness goals as well as others.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, buddy. Goals are here.
So if you saw my post the other day, which you may not have, people be tapping through the things. It's fine. I wrote down some of my goals and things to keep me accountable. Also got a writing prompt book because I think that we are so far away from writing. I think it's actually sad. Because if I sit down to write something, like I actually have a lot to write, my hand would hurt really quickly. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, wow, I used to have to write like pages. Mm-hmm. And so I want to get back into using that muscle memory. I would hate for that to be a lost art.
Writing is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing. Physically writing out letters, words, spells, as I said before, I just think it's so much more powerful. Mm-hmm. Last year, I had a really challenging 2018. And for 2019, for New Year's, I wrote down everything that made me hate 2018, why I was so angry and bitter with 2018, what was happening in my life. I wrote them all down at about 11:58, went outside, I burnt the paper, and at 12 o'clock sharp, when the time changed, I wrote down my goals for 2019, things I wanted for myself, not even necessarily measurable, just kind of affirmations over my life. Mm-hmm. And I taped it to my mirror and I tried to read it every day when I was brushing my teeth. That was something to help pull me out of a dark place. So I figured, hey, it didn't go even further south to 2019. So it must have been, a pretty decent thing to do. So same thing this year. I didn't go out. I didn't drink or anything like that, party. I sat in my room. I wrote down things that I was angry with about 2019, things I wanted to let go and have freedom from that anger and bitterness. Wrote it down, took it outside, burned it. And then again, I wrote down my goals for 2020 and aspirations and things to keep me motivated and positive. So with that being said, a couple goals that I have for January specifically are no alcohol for the month of January, which for me really
Will Smith.
For me is really not something hard because I've already gone 4 months without alcohol before. Actually, 6 months. I think last year I went 6 months without alcohol, without sex, without like sugar.
What the hell?
I did a lot of things. It was when I was training for my fitness show.
You didn't have sex?
Yeah.
Why?
I just wanted to be focused on my goals.
Okay.
I wanted
vaginal fluid retention?
Yeah. No, I had to rub one out every now and then. You know what I'm talking about? I had to flick the bean. But I didn't have sexual intercourse.
Is that just, but that's cheating then.
I don't care.
Okay.
I love me. One thing about me, I'm my soulmate, okay? You can join in, as Jada said, you can join in with this soulmateness. But I don't need you to be that.
She said that? What she said?
That was her caption on Instagram the other day.
Oh, okay. I feel
said,
that.
I am my own soulmate, but feel free to join in.
I fuck with that.
So, some goals that I have. For the month of January, I am not consuming alcohol. For the month of January, I will be finishing 2 books, but my goal for the year is 12 books, so a book a month, which I feel like is doable. Mm-hmm. But I started one in December that I haven't finished yet, so I'm not really going to count that. That's why I'm finishing 2 books. Which, by the way, we can finally get into our segment. If we're both holding ourselves accountable to our book goals, we can finally get into one of our segments that we started off with, that we took off of our podcast, which was Book of the Month. We're talking about what book we're reading. We can talk about what we're in then, and also maybe our overall, after we finish the book, what we thought about it, what we learned from it. It's something important to me. When somebody gifts me a book, I always make them sign it, the date of when they gave it to me, why they gave it to me, what they want me to learn from it, why they gave me this book. You could just say, oh, I just thought you might like it, or I read it and this is what I got from it. Hopefully you'll be inspired to whatever. But anyway, that's my book things. Also, for the first 7 days, so today I'm on day 3. If you haven't heard it, my stomach is a rumbling and a tumbling over here. I am on a fruit fast right now, which makes you learn, wow, there are lots of fruits. Peppers, nuts, tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, avocado. There's lots and lots of fruit. So I am doing a fruit fast for 7 days, just as something to bring me clarity, to reset, to detox, discipline specifically, because I am such a foodie. I will eat all day and night. So yeah, just to give myself some discipline, because I feel like if I can make it 7 days on a fruit fast, that means that I can commit to any of my fitness goals for the rest of the year, because food is my biggest downfall. I can work out forever, but food is where it gets me every time.
I feel that.
So other fitness goals that I have is the 8-minute mile, and I'm hoping obviously to get, I don't want to say obviously because that's tough for a lot of people, but I'm hoping to get faster than that, but that's just where I'm aiming for right now. I think my fastest one was like 8:20 something last year. Nice. And then I stopped training my mile. So getting back to training my mile and getting it under 8 minutes would be really dope. Pull-ups, I want to be able to do 10 because I can currently only do like 3. I'm a big girl, okay? I'm a lot to pull up. My percent body fat, I actually want to get that back down to 18%. I haven't been there in quite some time, and I would like to be there again. I think I'm currently sitting on a heavy 27%, something like that. I got a lot of weight on it, on that ass part. So I would like to bring that back down. I don't need my ass to be so large and in charge anymore. Also, my titties are out of control. I would like to bring those down just a hair. Why are you looking like that?
It's interesting how other people see your body.
Oh, yeah. I feel large and in charge. Anyway, those are the fitness goals that I have.
Nice.
But other than that, I want to start a YouTube channel and learn the editing things because, that stuff is very intimidating for me. Any technology, anything makes me very nervous. I don't know how to edit anything.
What you going to talk about on YouTube?
Do anything. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be I don't know that I could do like a vlog because I just feel like that's way too personal. Mm-hmm. But I would do like, a beauty YouTube or like a travel or something. The richest kid at all last year was like an 8-year-old made like $26 million from reviewing toys on YouTube last year. And I wouldn't mind a piece of that pie. And I think about all the opportunities that we have and all the other sources of income we can make for ourselves that if you're lazy like myself, you choose not to. And I want to take advantage of that. For some reason, sometimes people like to look at me. So, hey, can I capitalize on the things? I don't know if I need to.
You should start a fans only page.
Okay. This is where I draw lines. No, actually, this girl that I know, she has an OnlyFans, and she grossed $102,000 this year.
I'm saying. And
I was like, for your titties? Titties is free on the internet? Yeah, $102,000. So, I'm assuming
would you do that?
On there. No, I wouldn't. I'm not even like against nudity. I just personally don't think I could be on a webcam like, oh hey, dirty boys.
I don't think that's how it goes.
Send me some money.
Have you been on somebody's OnlyFans page?
No, but I think there's probably an OnlyFans page for
I don't think
the bottom of their feet or their toenail polish.
Yeah, but I don't think you got to talk on there. I think it's more just
I don't
ass
know what you have to do on there.
and
I just
penis
know
and
a lot of
breasts.
girls be like posting in their story, oh, swipe up to get on my OnlyFans page. And it'd be them bouncing around clearly naked, but they'll have like an emoji over their private. So I'm like, oh, so that's what's on OnlyFans. And I'm not knocking your hustle. I mean, $102,000 for the year is far more than I made, certainly for my body at least. So, yeah, I'm not knocking the hustle. I just personally don't see that for myself. Hey, but you know how I feel about this podcast. You know, never say never. You don't know.
You know, if you need some extra dough,
you might
got
get on that
27,000 people who might want to get on your OnlyFans page.
Yeah, you know,
got a big following.
I'm not interested, but hey, maybe YouTube. I can do some things on YouTube.
Oh, I thought you were about to say maybe YouTube got OnlyFans. I was about to say it does not.
I'm like filling in my brows or something.
There you go.
Yeah. So a YouTube. I will be in one short film that'll be launching in 2020. I'm really excited. It'll have a premiere that'll be in Charlotte. So I believe I'll be flying back to Charlotte for the premiere. So all of my friends will be able to come to the theater and watch it.
I'm going to need you to let us know that in advance.
Well, you know, I'm going to watch it first to make sure I like it. Because if I
Oh, so you're not going to tell us if you don't like it? I'll ask Tori. That's fine.
No, you won't ask Tori.
No, I will.
And he better not advertise it. But yeah, I want to also do another short film while I'm in LA, like within this first year, that is. Also to be in a major commercial. I don't know why, but I've always wanted to. Specifically like a Nike commercial or something.
Uh-huh.
I just think of being in a commercial would be cool. Like, oh my God, everybody be quiet because you don't know if this commercial is going to air during this television show or not. I don't know. I just thought that would be fun. Plus, royalties are fun. I would like that a lot. Yeah, a book a month. I want to grow the podcast. Since we've started, we've gained, 200 listeners. I would like to see us double that in this year. I feel like that's easy enough. Like, we have a base following. That just means all your friends need to tell a friend and listen with some friends or whatever. So I think 400 or 500 listeners this year would be a really dope thing.
Okay, I like that. That's measurable.
That is a goal. That is measurable. We just got to get to reposting the things because, wow, we're so trash at our own marketing.
It's really, honestly, I'm a video person / photo person. Like, if we had a photo shoot, then we could have posted that. Like, if I would have been able to have like multiple cameras running, I could have posted that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I had my cameras, I was posting more often, but it's just kind of hard. So, and now we're not going to be in the same city. So now I really got to figure out how to best create visuals that I like and that I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? Because
we FaceTime, or we could like screen record our own screens and send them.
Okay.
For the editing.
Okay. That's
creating more work for Sydney 2020. Practice. That's what it is.
There you go. Absolutely.
A couple more things. I want to learn to surf.
Okay.
You know, I always thought I was Reggie on Rocket Power, so.
I always thought you were Aisha Thornberry.
Oh, yeah, that too. I would like, to see some animals. Lots of animals. Actually, that's the next thing on the list. Shark diving has to be done in 2020 because, my God, I've been saying this for years. Shark diving, no cage, sharks, I'm coming for you.
And skydiving, too, has got to be on your list.
And skydiving, that's the next one. Skydiving, yeah. So, learn to surf, shark dive, skydiving. I've got the things planned for 2020.
That is lit.
I'm trying to get them done in this first quarter so that I can think of new things to add to my list.
I feel that. Oh yeah, I gotta add one. I'm trying to save $5,000. I've never saved that much before. Like you know how you've hit certain markers. Like I've saved 1, 2, 3, but I've never saved 5 before.
Okay, cool.
Not to tell people all my financial business, but I mean, whatever.
Save 5. Yeah. So do you have a game plan for that already, or have you not mapped that out?
I have a game. So basically, I was like, I'm willing to stay here until I can get to 5. Because I've had, like I was telling you yesterday, I've had some stuff pop up on me. Oh, yeah. Well, I got a little time. What time is it?
Anime, what?
What time is it?
It doesn't matter. 9:36.
Okay, wonderful. Let me tell you, hoes. I'm sorry. Let me tell you, people, what happened to me. Let me tell these hoes. Let me tell you what these hoes did to me. I went to the oral surgeon because my jaw wouldn't open up all the way a couple weeks ago. I get there. They put a ruler up against my mouth, around my mouth, tell me to move it this way, that way, open it tight, open it up more. Okay, cool. Took an x-ray, walk out. She said, without insurance, this would cost $700.
Oh, you can suck a dick.
And let me tell you something. I looked at her and I said, for what? and you know how you're not trying to attack the person who literally is just the messenger, but I was like, I need clarification. Well, she was like, well, your x-ray alone was $400. And I was like,
You couldn't feel around. You couldn't palpate with your fingers.
So it was $178 that I had to pay out of pocket, and then they were like, "Yeah, well, you are a big time clincher, which has changed the structure of my jaw on one side, for the side that wouldn't let me open up a couple weeks ago." And so they recommended that I get something called a stent, which is just a fancy way of saying a mouth guard. Now, if you go to the local Target, a mouth guard is around $20. But if you get one specially made for your mouth specifically, it is $800. I looked at them people and I said, for a mouth guard? Y'all, we must vote seriously, expeditiously in this next election for somebody who is down with the universal health care, because baby.
Okay, because all of us can't be having $1 million loans.
A mouth guard, $800, and I had to pay out of pocket for it, which I think it was more than $800 because she said I had to pay 20%, which she then said was $350. So it must have been more than $800 because 20% of $800 is not $300. I think 20% of $800 is, I don't know, hell, I ain't got my phone. So yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to let y'all know my struggle and how the healthcare system is out here robbing us the fuck blind. But yeah, I brought that up to say, like, I just keep getting these unexpected ass expenses that be like $100 and $100 at a time, and I'd be like, damn. All I had to do, because my plan was to save if I save $400 more a month every month until I move, I'll have it. But I had to take January off because I'm trying to get rid of all my debt minus student debt. Because I got like a credit card bill, a dental bill, so I'm basically gonna knock that out. But after that's done, then I might have to be here until maybe 1 more month or 2 more months after my original plan to move. But I'm okay with that. I just really want to try to save $5,000. I just want to see $5,000 in my savings account on my Wells Fargo app.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah.
You can do it.
Absolutely.
I'm looking out for you, Queen.
I appreciate it.
For you.
So yeah.
Yes, my good Queen needs the monies. Also, I am manifesting a airline buddy.
Okay.
Because I would like the flights. So if you, this is a perfect opportunity. People, if you work for the airline or know somebody who does, who's selling a buddy pass, or if they just had, or not buddy pass, a companion pass, or if you have buddy passes, hit me up. Not even saying for free, just, hit me up. And we talk about the things.
Yeah,
talk about the things, because I have got to get back to Charlotte to visit my best friend, my godchildren, my nephews. I have reasons to come back to Charlotte. So if you're gonna miss me being in Charlotte, then you should hook me up with some sort of flight plan. We can work something out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a little bit of coins, not a lot of them, but I got some, and I might even get you an OnlyFans account. You feel me? Like, one personal account just for you, your own subscription.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm not selling pussy for flights. I'm just saying. I would like some flights.
She might be.
I also have one more thing for you people. Change your toothbrush head. Start of a new quarter. Put something new in your mouth. Think about your toothbrush and how it goes in your mouth at its worst. I mean, I know somebody out here listening to this podcast has swallowed some cum and ran right to the bathroom to brush their teeth. So don't you think it's time to get a new brush head on that toothbrush? I just don't be trusting all y'all in your hygiene, so I'm letting you know now. It's a new quarter. Change your toothbrush head. Floss your teeth this year. Get a tongue scrubber. This is also, I don't have to smell halitosis because I'm sick of it. It has been a trying fucking year with people and their lack of hygiene. People, brush your teeth, brush your mouths, use some Listerine. Shower daily. I know water prices can be expensive or whatever. I don't care. Shower every day. Because I'm tired of smelling y'all asses when I'm trying to work, when I'm trying to work out. Literally at any given time, I don't want to smell your body odors. Amen.
All right. So before we let y'all go, again, we would just like to reiterate that Aisha is moving across the country, so it might be a little bit of time before we can get back here in the living room as we navigate the remote recording process. We will miss you, but we do hope, it is my hope at least, and let's see if Aisha agrees, that it will only be a week.
Yeah, I think we can stay on track.
And there's a 3-hour time difference. So,
yes. So no more early mornings for you, because that would mean middle of the night for me.
Is it, if it's 8 a.m. over here, it's 5 a.m. over there, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I thought. So basically,
huh?
It's basically.
Why did you say that so calmly? Well, now you'll be able to do it at home. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we'll have some flexibility in the time.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, just give us a little time, y'all. Hopefully we will be back here in a week. If not, hopefully no more than 2. But we will be.
We'll be back. This is the year of growing. We are growing this podcast. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Listen with your friends. Don't give them a choice. Matter of fact, if they riding in your car, it's your choice what you listen to. Amen?
Yeah, play it for them. Play this part for them.
Don't forget to comment and to review our podcast. Please, 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 people. It's very important that you leave reviews. If you listen on YouTube, leave reviews. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave reviews. I don't know if you can on Google Play, Spotify, etc. But leave them where you can. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Listen, check us out. If you love us, we appreciate you. Send your prayers and manifestations our way for a positive year, as we will do the same for all of y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We want y'all to have great, great blessings in the year 2020 for sure.
We wish y'all the absolute best in 2020 with all of your goals. Let all that bad shit, sad shit go from 2019. Let's move forward and do great things. And now, Aisha's going to tell you where you can go.
People, y'all know I don't know where y'all can go. Y'all can go to eat. Y'all can go to bed. Y'all can wash behind your ears because you probably ain't done that in a while. Y'all can go find a new toothbrush head. Wherever you go, you got to get the hell out the living room. Thanks for joining us. I am Aisha Damali. This has been Sid the Great. Peace.
I know you